Sometimes in life we are pushed to do things that we don't necessarily understand why we feel this urge or this pull towards. It's almost like when you see people just like pack their bags and move across the country or something, or to another country. They just feel an urge to go, you know? And when you feel that urge, when you feel an urge to do something that could possibly just be so out of the norm that you're used to, you're supposed to go towards it. You're supposed to go and do that, or at the least you're supposed to sit down and meditate and pray on it, because that could very well be the God in you that wants you to move. Sometimes you need to move in order to find who you really are, or your divine purpose. And by move, I don't mean just, maybe it could simply just be like, they say simply, but it could be like moving from one house to the next house or something, you know, or one city to the next city. But when you feel that urge to move jobs, to move schools, to move out of a relationship, to move out of a friendship, to whatever the move is, whatever the change is, change. Yes, change. Whenever you feel that inkling of movement in your soul, it's because you're supposed to move. You know what happens when you don't move, when you feel that push, when you feel that pull, when you feel that nudge? You know what happens? You end up having a tower moment. And when I say a tower moment, it's when the carpet is literally pulled from under your feet. Yeah, it's when the carpet's literally pulled from under your feet. When you slip, it's like you slip and you fall. You feel like you're falling. Because in a way, it's like it is a slip and a fall. Or you feel like you're pushed, right? Like, oh my gosh, why am I being pushed over this cliff right now? When that happens, it's because you were supposed to move. And the only way the universe, the God in you, can get you to move to become your highest is it's going to need to pull that carpet from underneath you. It's going to need to pull that comfort from underneath you. And it's okay when that happens. It's gonna be, it's okay when that happens. It's gonna be a little bit rougher if you let it happen that way, instead of just going with the flow of what the universe wants you to go towards. I'm not phrasing that the way I want to phrase that. The way it's supposed to be said. It's either you go, or you're going to get pushed to go, or you're going to get pulled, or you're going to get dragged, which is still pulled, right? So it's either you go with it, or you get pushed to go with it. It's either you get pushed to go with what is actually your higher calling, to go towards what your actual higher calling is. There you go. That's it. Yeah. That's what was on my heart today, or for the moment. You know, It's not easy. It's really not easy being yourself. It's not easy. I'm going to take that back. When you haven't practiced being yourself, when you haven't practiced going after everything that actually speaks to your heart, it's not an easy task, because the first thing that's going to come through your mind, or one of the first things that come through your mind, is what is everyone else going to think, right? Because you're so used to being what everyone else wants you to be, instead of actually being what you know you need to be, or what you feel called to be. So that's when it's not easy to be yourself. But as soon as you get a whiff of how great it feels to be who you truly are, it starts to become easy. Because what you will eventually realize is, whether you do what your calling is, and whether you do what everyone else wants you to do, people will always find a reason to hate on you. People will always, I don't mean every single person, but a good chunk of people will always find a reason to pick at you. You're not good enough, or you didn't do it exactly the way I wanted you to do it, right? You bought a car, but you didn't buy the color of the car that they wanted you to buy, so it wasn't good enough. That's just a brief example. You went to school, but you didn't study the subject that they wanted you to study, but you still went to school, but it wasn't good enough because it wasn't the subject that they wanted. Everyone wanted you to move out, find your independence. You moved out, but you didn't tell nobody where you were moving to, so everyone's mad at you. You're helpful. You're always helpful. But the one time you decide to choose yourself, then people start thinking, what's up with him or her? Something's off. They're greedy. They're selfish. Why are they not helping me? But you've helped them every other time they've asked for it. You gotta choose yourself. There's a point where you have to start being selfish. And selfish is okay, because if you're not selfish, who else is going to take care of you the way how you're going to take care of you? You have to be selfish. There's a balance. There's a balance. There's selfish, and then there's selfless, right? There's selfish, selfless. You have to have a balance. And when I say balance doesn't always mean 50-50, and then that's what balance is. Sometimes it's 40-60, right? Sometimes the world is, you have, what's the thing called? Sorry, you have children, and you have children, and they're pulling on you, right? So for a while, it's a 30-70, right? And 70 is you just giving to your children, and 30 is you taking back for yourself. Or some people, it's 10-90, and they're just doing the basics of the 10% is them just taking a shower and brushing their teeth, if they're even doing that, you know what I mean? And the rest is them giving to their children. But what you need to understand is that you need to give to yourself. There's going to be a day where you just realize you can't do that, and then you end up taking all 100% for yourself. And when that day comes, and when that day happens, it's okay. It's okay to take a whole day for yourself. It's okay to take a whole week for yourself. It's okay to say, you know what, I need a vacation week. I'm the queen of that. It's okay to put your phone on Do Not Disturb and just not pick up. It's okay. It's okay. If there's one thing you take from this video, please just let it be that it's okay for you to take the time you need to revive, rejuvenate, be yourself, come to terms with whatever you need to come to terms with. Anyways, I hope this message gets to everyone, and for the everyone it gets to, I hope those who really needed this message actually hear it and take from it what you needed to take from it, and leave the rest. You don't have to take it. If it doesn't apply to you, leave it. If you don't like it, then just go to the next video. But like, subscribe, all the YouTubey stuff. Until next time, bye.